Be thou exalted, O Lord, in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Father, at this time, Lord, we pray that you will speak to us.
Amen.
And you will remove every spirit of ignorance.
Amen.
Lord Jehovah God, and you will open our sense of understanding.
Amen.
We will be able to grab your word.
Amen.
And your name alone will be glorified.
Amen.
Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Thank you, Lord.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen. 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 In Jesus' name.
Praise the Lord Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, I've said it earlier and during the week, and this is my observation, and has been led by the Spirit of God, and I give glory to God, for our God is a living God.
Yes.
And is alive for us.
Yes.
Today, by the grace of God, the Spirit God just ministered to me that if we are praying to God, we are taking care of our spiritual life. What about our physical life? Praise the Lord Jesus.
Hallelujah.
In those days, this church, we believe in divine healing. Isn't it?
Yes.
Healing without medication. And you look at it very well. Do you know it works?
Yes.
It works for them. To the extent that they believe that they don't need doctor. They believe that they don't need to be going all around for medication. Why? Because of the way they live their life. The Lord will bless you.
Amen.
A lot of things happening today. A lot of things are happening. So many things are happening that keep us totally away from that divine healing.
Yes.
Many a time we believe it is witches and wizards, which is not. But so many times the church tell you how to take care of your spiritual life. Don't smoke, don't fornicate, don't steal, don't do this and that, don't backbite, don't do all these kind of things. But what about, praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
What about our physical body, our physical life? How do we maintain it? And do you know your physical life has connection with your spiritual life? Isn't it?
Yes.
Your physical life has connection with your spiritual life. If you are not up there physically, your spiritual life will be affected. And I discovered that. Praise the Lord Jesus.
Hallelujah.
One of the things that motivated me, I traveled, I was coming back to the US. And I saw in the TV, in the screen of the TV, in the play, a very young guy. This young man said, right from his younger age, they have diagnosed him of a certain sickness. And since that time, he's been using medication. He said each time he used that medication, thank you. He said each time he used that medication, he discovered that those medications, they will weak his body. They make him weak and depressed each time. He said they keep on increasing the medication. They keep on increasing the medication. And he's getting more depressed and depressed to the extent that he noticed that he's about to die. Therefore, he developed hatred for every other living people. Even to his colleagues in the school, he developed hatred. He doesn't greet anybody. He doesn't talk to anybody. He go alone. He stay alone. He sit down alone. Everything alone, in everything. When they play with him, he will bully. Because he has no more interest in this world. Because he believes that And he was so intelligent. He has a brain. But they say what always comes to him is that even without this my brain, how will I use it? I won't stay long to use this brain. He said until one day one of his teachers called him, and the teacher said, why are you so moody all the time? Why are you will you have no life? Why are you not happy? He said, because I've been diagnosed. That was the only man he disclosed. I've been diagnosed of so many diseases. This and this and this, that it has no treatment, only just to manage it till the time he will die. He said, and he has a very short time to live. He said, therefore, he has no more joy. And there's no reason for it. He said, all the medications he's been taking here and there, all the medication given to him, he said, it's adding more to the problem. And he said, okay. The teacher said, do you know you can stop using that medication? He said, are you sure? He said, yes. He said, you will be hale and active and you will live long. He said, how possible? He said, as from today, go and register yourself into a rigorous exercise and begin to do exercise rigorously. He said, you will live. That sickness will be borne out. He said, are you sure? He said, he just said, let me give it a try. What is it? Let me give it a try. He said, that is why I engage myself in a very tedious exercise. He said, all the time I do it, I come and see this guy. He's already, now he graduated. He graduates. He finished his master. He's an engineer. And he's now in a very top place, having very good amount of money, enjoying his life, married and have children. He said, and surprisingly, all those medications recommended for him have been trashed out. He used them no more. He said, I live my life without that. He said, it has become my lifestyle exercise. Praise the Lord Jesus. Hallelujah. I was moved. I come and see him the way he was jumping, poo. I said, no, this one I cannot do it because I'm not yet there. But I will take the one I can do to engage myself. Brethren, where am I saying this? What if you just minister to me? And I was reading, as I was making my study during the week, I discovered that mostly we foreigners that comes to this part of the world, we have been engaged in ourselves we have become so gluttony and become obese, many of us, and simply because we engage ourselves in working, but not many of us engage ourselves in exercise. We eat African food plus American deadly food. We combine them together, and now all of those things become problem for ourselves. They know how they burn their own, but we don't know how we can burn it out. Our own is killing, their own is killing. We combine all those things together, and we discover that we continue that way. And you know, so many people, according to my studies, it is not when you gain fat, you need exercise. There are so many skinny people that what they carry in their body, only God can take it out. They are so skinny, but they carry a lot in their body simply because they have not been engaging themselves in exercise. I look at our fathers in those days. How do they carry those diseases? They go to farm all the time. They will try to farm. They will make chips. They will grow. They will do everything. I'm telling you, they will eat fresh food. And therefore, you will see that they live so early because of the way they live their life. The Lord will bless you. Amen. The Lord will bless you. Amen. This man said, He said many a times you find yourself sitting down to do a certain work for just 1 hour. Within that 1 hour, you see yourself making dozing for like 40 minutes out of 1 hour. Then how many valuable time do you have now? Only 20 minutes is your valuable time. The rest, you have been sleeping, dozing. You don't like it. You think, what kind of satanic attack is this? It is not satanic attack. It is in your body. It is in your body that you need to shed out. The Lord will bless you. Amen. Do you know exercise? What exercise gives us? Many a times, I really want to look into this. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19.
What?
Yes.
Know you not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost?
Our body is what? The temple of Holy Ghost. Yes.
Which is in you.
Which is in us.
Which ye have of God.
Yes.
And ye are not your own.
Ye are not your own. Your body is the temple of what? Of Holy Ghost. You discover that spirits dwell in this house. And this is a house. This house must be cleaned and must be taken care of. Once this house is no more, there is no more existence. Praise the Lord Jesus.
Hallelujah.
I invited one of my friends to come and minister in my church one time, and he came. He did not tell me that he was engaged in a program, and he came. When he came, it was a very wonderful program, and they took good care of the ministers in that program. Even the celebrant, he has to go and look for a very big animal, bush animal, taking care of us. And I say, oh, my friend, we enjoy today. As I call him, my friend, let's go inside, your food is served. He said, I'm on fasting. I said, that's good. He said, I'm on 14 days fasting marathon. He said, today, he said, I want to go to 40 days. He said, today is my 14th day. No drinking, no food, nothing. And you travel all the way from that place to this place. I said, you are killing yourself. You are killing yourself. I said, you must be careful. God will condemn you when you get to heaven. If you are in this kind of condition, why do you come? Why can't you reject my offer? Why do you have to travel all that way to this place with a dry fast? Can you see the way we misuse our body? Now you will travel back again. No water. No food, nothing. You will travel back and you will think you are working for God. You are working in ignorance. It was he himself said, Pastor, do you know you shocked me? I said, hey. He said, I read a book recently. He said, I did not pay attention to that book. It is now I begin to pay attention to it. He said, there's a quotation in that book. There was a man. He said, the king sent me an errand on king horse, and the king's errand cannot be delivered without the king horse. But before I deliver the message, I kill the horse. Before I deliver the message, I kill the horse. Once they kill the horse, what will happen? No more message. He can't deliver the message anymore. So that is where our body is being. You see, somebody said the trichotomy of the body is spirit, soul, and what? And flesh. Spirit, soul, and what? And flesh. So as you take care of your spirit, you take care of your soul, you must take care of your what? Of your flesh. It is there you become a good Christian. You become an original Christian. You become a Christian that will serve the Lord well and you will serve your life well. Praise the Lord Jesus. Hallelujah. Do you know if you are not okay in your body, your brain will not function well. You believe that? Yes. It won't function well. You just discover that you will be busy doing nothing. You won't be able to read the Bible. You won't be able to pray. You will not be good for yourself. If you are not good for yourself, how do you think you'll be good for God? A lot of people misuse their body, misuse their life in drinking, in fornicating, in backbiting, in restless life. Some of that. In those days, I used to say that too. I would say, my hour to sleep in the day is just, if I can catch my 3 hours, it's okay. I thought it's something I can use to boast. On someone called me and said, Pastor, you are not an angel. You will die one day. He said, you are not supposed to. See, you are not an angel. So you don't sleep. Pastor, you don't see your hand is warm. He said, you are buying your tickets. See, you don't find time to sleep, find time to rest. I went to one of my friends, say, I have this medication, I have this tea. So he bought it for me. When I get home, I drank the tea, I use it. Surprisingly, it was around 7 p.m. I drank it. And I discovered it knocked me down. And I slept. I did not wake up until something around 2 a.m. I said, Jesus, what is wrong? Am I sick? What is going on? I called him and I discovered that it was that tea. I called him and said, that tea is not a good tea. It's a very bad one. He said, why? What has it cost for you? He said, it made me sleep. He said, my friend, you are killing yourself. Don't you know that you need to sleep? A lot of Christians, many of us, we believe that when you engage yourself with rigorous work and you don't sleep, then you are doing yourself evil. You are not doing yourself good. Let's go back to our normal thing and let's take care of our body. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's take care of our life. We will have you around. Your children will have you around. Even God will enjoy you and you will enjoy your life. Praise the Lord Jesus. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord Jesus. Hallelujah. The Lord will bless you. I want us to enjoy it more today. I have here with me today the man that God will use for us. He's an instructor in physical exercise. Personal trainer. Yes. Praise the Lord Jesus. Hallelujah. So that is why I told you that don't come with a banner today. You see, I told you. I know that some people obey it. Thank God, another one didn't come with a suit. He can put on suit and remain starch. So I thank God for my wonderful evangelist. See, who obey everything, even to ends. Praise the Lord Jesus. So I would like to call to the podium, Brother Samuel Sodia.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord, church.
Hallelujah.
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 Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Daddy, for having me. Thank you, the Church of God, for having me here this morning. And I want to thank also my wonderful Daddy for giving me this privilege, and also to my beautiful better half over there. It's really possible, because if she had said no, I wouldn't be standing here.
Exactly.
And also to the one alone who deserves the glory, the Almighty Father, who has made it possible for all of us here to be here this morning. We give him the glory to worship him. His name will be exalted. Hallelujah. Very quickly, that has said all. I think that he's been doing some research, some studies. He's really nailed it. So I really have a few to say just to buttress this point. So I wouldn't waste our time. So very quickly, I'd just like to validate what we all already know about. There's nothing really new about fitness and health. It's just information we've known about, but we don't really pay attention to it. So I'll just, by the grace of God this morning, just validate that purpose, those points, and I pray at the end of this, we'll have cause to glorify the name of God. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So very quickly, I would just like us to know that when we're talking about fitness and health, it helps us to live the fullness of our life. It helps us to live the fullness of our lives. So when you think fitness, you think health. It helps us all to live the fullness of our lives. And how can we do that? It's by doing these little things we already know about that we don't really put weight to until we go to the doctors and they start giving us this long list and giving you ultimatums and telling you what to do. And then it's sad that we pay a lot of money and we force ourselves to do all these things. I'm not saying it's wrong. If it has gotten to that level, like Daddy said, it's based on our ignorance. So, firstly, if you really take health and physical fitness serious, you shouldn't come to that level. Because we so think health, fitness is something very hard and complicated. By the grace of God, I've been here once before, so I'll try my best to still validate those points again. It's not complicated. How you receive it, it's how it manifests inside of you. And it starts with our mental thinking. Firstly, you want to look at yourself and tell yourself, this is what I want. This is what I see myself. This is what I see myself doing. And once you're able to nail that out of the way, it becomes easier. Because for every step we take in life, you must have the number one, why. If there is no why, even when you get into it, at the long run, you back out. So you must have a strong why and make sure that why is strong enough. So we start this way. I want to go into fitness and health, stay strong, live a happy life. That is my why. Okay, is my why strong enough? Is it worth it? Is it worth it to live a happy life? Is it worth it to live an healthy life? Is it worth it to be amidst my mates, my colleagues, and they look at me like, what is this guy doing? Is he smoking marijuana or what? Why is he so different? Oh no, he must be on drugs. That's why we see some people, we just conclude in our mind, hey, that's not natural. He's definitely on drugs. No. These are things some people has, been doing for a very, very long time. So in a nutshell, your why must be very strong enough to keep you going in that field. So once we have the why out of the way, then we go into the business. When you think health, it's not complicated. Wake up in the morning, take water, drink as much water as you can. Minimum of 16 ounces a day in the morning. In the morning. When you wake up in the morning, you eat, you grab your water, 16 ounces. After that, eat something nice. You don't have to wait till 1 p.m., 2 p.m. if you're not fasting before you do it. You need to put the body in a position where if you don't do certain thing 9 a.m. in the morning, the body will tell you, hey, Mr. Man, you're missing something. So it starts with you scheduling yourself. When I wake up in the morning, this is what I want to do 6 a.m. This is what I want to do 9 a.m. This is what I want to do 12 noon. Talking about your food. And I know sometimes our schedules is so hard for you to say, this time I want to eat. This time I want to make a meal. But you can always get your food flasks. You know, it doesn't have to be light meals. It doesn't have to be something serious. You know, just get the meals, stack them up. Have your lunch bag. Have them in there. When it's time, pick them out. Eat. It can only be, it can be fruits. It can be things like broccoli. Where's my sister? Broccoli. What else? You know, veggies. It can be stacks of veggies, raisins. My wife, she loves raisins. You know, just stack these things up. White meat. And if there's anything I'm saying that you think is beneficial to you, can please write. Because I'm not going to really go by this bullet. We'll be here till tomorrow. So, you know, stacks of meals like that. It doesn't have to be a large meal. When you have your fruits, your broccoli, asparagus, carrots, like Daddy said, you know, anything in the veggie line. You can always have those mixed up in your meals. Oils, when it comes to oil, you can eat them, but look out for what you're buying. When you see anything listed and it says hydrogenated oil, you want to stay away from it. When you have healthy oils, you buy them, and then you go to process your food and you start frying. You're converting it to hydrogenated oil. So, if you follow me, what I'm saying is, while you're stacking these foods, you need to know what you're stacking up. Fried foods, you need to slow down on them. Those are trans fats, and you don't want it. They store in the heart. That's why people come up with heart attack and all these heart diseases. So you might say, oh, I've been doing it for 20 years. I don't have any effect. I'm fine. I'm healthy. You don't have to wait till you're not healthy. We have different effects it gives to people. Some people, they get obese. Some people, it's one disease or the other. We don't have to wait for that. And back to what I started with, it's a shame that today we go to doctors and they list all these prescriptions and you take them to heart. But when you get an information that you know you're not paying anything for, you really don't put that weight to it. You think, oh, it needs to be more complicated than that, but it's not. It's not. Doctors and nurses in the house, please. I have nothing against us. Please. It's just the truth. You know, we have to cultivate these habits. You get home in the night, past 11, and you go for Mommy Dupe. She brings Eba. You tell her to warm the deep icon. And after that, you still have a snack. You step down with after that. And some of us, we can drink juice in our drink. You know, all those things, they matter. They all go side by side. By the grace of God, I've been into this now for about 17 years now, so I know a little bit of what I'm saying. It's not something that you would see just happen out of the blue. So again, don't deceive yourself and say, I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're not fine. Come to think about it, isn't it a shame when we as Christians, we leave out of the presence of God and go before this people who don't believe there's God and ask for advice on how to live a healthy life? That's a shame. When you have it at the grasp of your fingers, these little things, they're just habits we need to cultivate. For some of us, we're just so lazy. Mommy and Daddy, please forgive me. And we children, don't misunderstand my point. What I'm just about to say now. For example, you're watching TV in the house. You're sitting right here. And the TV is right here. You can just easily stretch and pick up the remote. Then you want to call someone who is in the next room to come get that remote for you. Come on, Daddy and Mommy. Let's live an active life. You see, all these little exercises, they have an impact. Let's be active. That's a little bit about health. Let's go to the mental aspect. That has to do with the mental aspect. You know, don't see yourself as, oh, I'm so old, I need to take things slow. No, you're not old. Whatever manifests in the physical has already been manifested in the spiritual. So if you tell yourself you're old, you believe it or not, you start seeing the gray hairs coming out. You start noticing that things you could easily do before becomes hard. Just to pick up a pen on the floor, it becomes hard. Because the mental is the engine that moves the body. So once you agree with that, and you tell yourself, oh, I'm old, then the body starts shutting down. There's nothing like that. Look out there. In the gym, I see some people, I have to admit and walk up to them. There's this man, he's 73 years old. If I don't tell you his age, you would never guess right. You think he's probably in his late 50s or mid. If you see what he does in the gym, you will be shocked. But how about us? Once you start clocking 41, 45, you start growing big belly. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I'm your son. You know, but let's just face the facts. Let's stop living in ignorance. Let's stop killing ourselves. Those money you're spending in there, you could use that for something better. You're 45, you think you're so old, you can't even walk no more anymore. You start giving yourself some kind of, come on, let's get out of it. Please, enough is enough. Come on, tell somebody next to you, enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Let's live an active life. If there's nothing else you take away from today, let it keep ringing in your minds. Let us live an active life. How can you live an active life? Wake up in the morning, drink the water. If there's anything, excuse me, you need to snack on it. We have so many healthy snacks out there. You can always grab them. There will be times where you feel cravings. You just look at that donut, you be like, wow.
Old fashioned.
Wow. Look at that strawberry on it. And you want to go for it. But when you have these healthy snacks, You know, sometimes when you crave, you just go for them. By the time you crunch about 2, 3, you take water, you get over it. And there's a reason why we have what we call the cheat day. Like, if you really want to go into dieting, please don't get it wrong. Dieting is not about you starving yourself. That's it, like I said, brother, I have some broccoli and rice and chicken. You mind to join me? Oh no, I'm trying to lose some weight. I can't eat that. Excuse me, you're killing yourself. So diet, don't get it twisted. It's not all about starving yourself. Diet is about eating the right meal. You might want to write that down. Eating the right meal at the right time. There are times I eat cake. I eat whatever I want to eat. Those are my cheat days. And okay, if you want to schedule your cheat day for Saturday, you know, okay, on Saturday I can eat anything. If you want to make it a Sunday, you know, okay, Sunday I can eat anything. Whatever day of the week, based on your schedule, you think works fine for you, just use that day. And you know, whatever you crave, you just tell yourself, Wednesday is my cheat day. You will be surprised how fast that crave will run away. But of course, we step, you know, a step at a time. It's not a magic. We don't even serve a God of magic. Everything starts with a step. So let's take that beautiful step today and start somewhere. Let's take that beautiful step and start somewhere. Don't wait till you start feeling some pains in your left leg, or you start feeling some pains in your abdomen, or you start feeling some fat somewhere. Don't wait till you start feeling having any funny feelings. Just start right now. And you'll be very happy you did. Serve God with happiness, with strength. You can't even lift a pail. At what age? Let's start today. And you'll be happy you did. All we're saying right here today is for the good of us. We're not doing this for nobody but you. Even when we grow, we look at ourselves, we're happy. Don't live that life where when you're 65, you start begging God, please God, come and take me. I need to leave. Nah. Life is sweeter than that. So a quick tip, because I know most especially the night times where we all get it wrong. Starting from 7 p.m. in the night, slow down your water intake. Whatever liquid you're drinking, slow it down once it's 7 p.m. Because at that time, the body's shutting down. It's not processing anything anymore.
Yes.
So whatever you want to eat at that time, make sure you're eating the right thing. That's you know, the one area where we all get it mixed up. Eat lots of veggies at that time. If you would eat any meat, make sure it's white meat and not fried. Baked chicken, baked fish. I love salmon. Sometimes when I get on my wife's nerves or she gets on my nerves, she knows I love that salmon. She won't talk to me, she just make it. So when I come in the house, when I smell it, I just smile, but I still won't act like I saw anything. And when it's time when I grab that salmon, the smile just comes from nowhere. Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So, please, I hope I haven't wasted anybody's time this morning. So, if you didn't get anything from this class, number one, live an active life. 2, get out of that mental bondage of, I'm old. No, you're not. Whatever manifests in the physical has already been manifested and the spiritual. Whatever you find yourself today is as the result of your handwork. When it comes to the morning, don't try to start this today. Don't miss it. Every morning when you wake up, take 16 ounces of water. Please. Let's start from there. Don't miss it. Starting from today. And do it for 1 month straight up. And see if you feel anything or not. In the night time, 1 to 7 p.m., cut out the water intake. Like, drastically slow it down. Whatever you want to eat from that time, make sure it's more condensed in fiber and protein. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So let's start from there. And exercises you can do, we don't have to complicate it. The last time I was here, I showed us some steps as to what you can do in the morning. It's something you can do on the bed, side of your bed, and that. It's something you can always do in the house. You don't have to go into the gym before you're able to exercise yourself and get that heart rate flowing.
That's true.
It's not until you register in one of the biggest gyms. No. It's all about knowing what you're doing. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So Daddy, I don't know if I have the chance to just show 1 or 2 steps to the people. Amen. So if you wouldn't mind, unless we have any old man or woman in the house, or if there is none, okay, we praise the name of God for that. Hallelujah. So if there's none as such, please, with all due respect, if you don't mind, please standing up.
Yes, sir.
Amen. So we might want to get out of the chairs, create as much space for yourself as possible. And I don't know why the Spirit is telling me to say this. Pregnant women, please don't use that innocent baby as an excuse. You need exercise. It makes it very easy for you. Like, very easy. If you go to a doctor who knows what he or she is saying, they will tell you the same thing. You need to be very active, so that that day when you start pushing, you won't have to keep repeating push. If they push, the baby will push itself out. Amen. Amen. So very quickly, I want us to just open up your stance. Make sure the stance is at your shoulder width. Make sure it's not wider than your shoulders. Keep the toes pointing straight. Okay. Stretch your hands forward. Make sure there's nothing behind you. That's why I said to please, you might need to come out of the seats. But if you have enough space behind you, then you're fine. Alright. So just follow me. I'm going down. When I go down, and I stop, just stop right there. So I want you to memorize your stance, where you need to stop and where you need to come back up. So it's really not about doing it, it's about doing it right. Stretch your hands forward, chest out, eyes looking straight. Don't bring your head down, just keep it straight forward, and you come down just like that, and you stop right there. And bring it back up. So the trick is when you're coming back up, you don't come all the way. Stop right there. Go back down. Stop right there. Go back down. Stop right there. Go back down. Stop right there. So if you can do that for hallelujah, let's clap hands for Jesus. So it's not that complicated. And I know some people we know about, you know, when we do the body press. I'm gonna need a chair, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So the body press, hallelujah.
Yes.
Can we all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So when you do the body press, you want to stand in front of your sit and just come this way. The two palms right here, you sit it on the chair. Step forward and just slow it down.
Yes, sir.
Bring it back up. Slow it down. Bring it back up. Slow it down. Bring it back up. Slow it down. Bring it back up. All right, we'll start all over again. We'll start all over again. Amen. We'll start all over again. So when we're doing this, make sure you have enough space behind you. Okay? So when you come down, as you can see, if I try to go down now, my butt will be sitting on the chair, right? So you step forward and make sure your knees is not overshadowing the toes. Make sure your toes is stepping ahead of the knees. Okay? Then you come down slowly. Take it back up. Come down slowly. Take it back up. Just like that. Come down slowly. Take it back up. So what you do with that? This one is nice. Forward. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
There's no way you do that to exercise that you won't sweat. There's no way. There's no way. Even if you call, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Even if you call a pro who's been working out for over 50 years, if he does that, he'll definitely sweat out. And the goal of what we're doing right here is not for you to grow muscle or to look masculine, no. The goal for this exercise is to keep the heart rate, keep the blood flow, eject every unnecessary chemicals sitting inside the blood. You know, just to maintain that active life. And it doesn't have to be only in the morning. If you have time in the noon, like I said, based on your schedule, you can do it. If you have time in the evening, you can do it. If you have time morning and evening, you can do it. Please let's sit down. Please let's clap our hands for the Lord Jesus. So it doesn't have to be complicated. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you, sir. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to. So if we can start from there, there are so many exercises. Like, I don't have to think about it. I can list 15 good exercises right now that you can do in the morning. But if you can start with these two basic steps, wake up in the morning, take your water, get them done. You know, you got the rate jumping, the blood flow. What else? And before you know it, you're knocking out this funny symptoms. You go to the doctors and they list out all the time. They always have something to say. But these little steps will keep them out. So, just to round up all I said, your food, there is no way around it. You can't dance around that. What you eat, you need to watch it. Now I'm not saying don't eat your gari. I'm not saying don't eat your cassava. No, eat them. But what time are you eating it? As a matter of fact, they all are healthy carbs, just that they're very, very heavy. They are heavy, you know, they're very heavy. That's why you need to eat them at the right time. Now when you're eating them, try as much as possible to eat them with enough fiber, meaning veggies. God bless you, Daddy. I heard something, I think I heard right. Hallelujah. Eat them with more leaves. Let it be dressed in leaves so that helps you to easily digest. Don't make a bowl of and you now put fried stew. No. You're messing it up. You need spinach. As much grains as possible. Live, God bless you, Daddy. Live an active life and eat right. Live an active life and eat right. All these things, these baby steps, they all walk hand in hand. It helps to keep the balance. So I'd say try this for a month. Before you start, check your weight, take pictures, and then make a goal for just 4 weeks. If you don't see any difference, you can stop. But I bet you will. From your energy to what you look like to how you think, I can tell you that it changes everything, even to how you think. That's why you won't sit in front of the TV and call someone else in New York to come get the remote. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Thank you very much. Jesus.